Now, within our environments, we have the ability to choose our access. So from our dashboard, we can actually control these different APs. Now, we can not only control our radio power. They start at 100% and then they reduce as needed, or exclude or include DFS channels if we want. We have the ability to change the channel width, change our radio, and our how those radios are divided. So auto or our power decibels. So very much a lot of control per AP. You would think because it's cloud management, we would lose some of the detailed ability to change certain settings on APs, but that is not the case. Even though we are using cloud-based management, we have every bit of detailed control as we would have as centralized management. It's really a lot better than I thought it would be. I actually was one of the first people to test Meraki. I keep saying Meraki, excuse me. I was one of the first people to test Meraki out in a real working environment up in Alaska. They actually sent us out some APs for our implementation. It worked well. It just didn't work for our implementation, so we ended up passing on the purchase. But what happened for us was we were on a satellite bounce, and the satellite bounce kept going down. And these APs back then would last another 5-10 minutes without being able to connect back home over the internet to the cloud-based resource. After that, they would no longer provide connectivity, and that's really what didn't work for us because we were on a satellite bounce. Our internet connectivity wasn't exactly the best in the world, but we still needed intra-network connectivity if the internet was down. So that's why we passed. But I actually tried this out before they were even a part of Cisco. Two MIT guys are the guys who put it together. Really, really cool solution, in my opinion. So we can continue with our SSID configuration. I actually jumped the gun here and showed you this in a demo already, but you can see here, in this case, there are 15 SSIDs available. You can see that here are 2 listed. The other ones might be empty. And then we have access control, how we're going to access them. So instead of showing you here, let me show you here. Let's go back to the dashboard in real time. We're in network and wireless. You guys tell me, where am I supposed to go? I'm not adding network administrators. I'm not making network-wide changes. I'm doing this on a wireless level. So we need to look at our SSIDs. Our different SSIDs, you can see we have 4 of 15. I have 15 available. Only 2 are currently configured. The others are not. So let's take a look. This is encrypted with WPA 802.1x. Let's configure another SSID. I know we're not supposed to, but why not? We have the time. Rename. We could name it anything we wanted. Let's name this Rust Network. Now, this is a dead giveaway as to a bad naming convention, right? Your SSID should be tied to the function of that wireless LAN. What is that wireless serving? If it's a guest network, name it guest network. If it's for data or accounting, put something that will let you know it's data or accounting. I'm going to go ahead and edit the settings here. We're going to confirm, leave page. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take me to this other page. Notice that we have all the authentication that we had in the regular one. We certainly have the same type of authentication. We have WPA2 with enterprise. I could select this. Encryption mode, WPA2 only if we're using AC. And then I could define my radius server in this. I can define my radius server. I can also do MAC-based access control based on a radius server that's queried. Pre-shared keys with WPA2 or WEP. WEP bad. Wireless equivalency protection, no good. Stay away from it. Really easy to crack. So WPA2 is where we would like to be. And this would be a password, basically, to get into the environment. Again, open is no key at all. No encryption. Everything's passed in plain text between you and your wireless access point. This is horrible, okay? If you ever go to a guest, a Starbucks or anything like that, please do not use open authentication. There's no encryption behind that. People can see what you are doing. So please don't use that. There's a very big misunderstanding there. on what happens. We can do addressing and traffic, client AP, VLAN tagging, content filtering, bonjour. So everything we saw in our real world and centralized environment is configurable here. When you look at your access control, there's a lot that could be done. We can assign group policies. So several things available to us here. Several things. Our organization, we have the ability to license. It's just a lot of good information here. I keep getting distracted by things I see and I want to tell you about it. I have to focus on this access control that we just went through, okay? You saw the splash page we could set up for our guest users. You saw the open authentication WPA2, our radius, all of them available to us.